Hey, what is good, YouTube? In today's video, I'm giving you guys the fastest ways to rank up and also to level your guns up here in Warzone. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like for the algorithm, subscribe with notifications turned on, and let's get into it. All right, so the first thing we have to kind of be aware of here is that by playing Warzone, you will by default rank up faster in game as opposed to playing something like multiplayer. Multiplayer is, of course, a little bit easier, a little bit more like mind-numbing, kind of just, you don't have to focus as much because it's not like a battle royale, it's not like Resurgence, something like that. There's more chances to kind of come and get your kills and stuff like that and do some challenges, but overall, because of the game mode itself, Warzone, you will by default rank up faster. So that is something you should just be aware of, and then we'll jump into some game modes and the specifics and everything like that and what ranks you up the fastest. But before that, I should tell you guys, you can see right here kind of behind my face cam is that there are my double XP tokens, and something you should be aware of is that in Warzone, a lot of your tokens from previous Warzone actually transferred over into the current version. It doesn't actually work for multiplayer, but if you are playing multiplayer and you want to be able to utilize those tokens because you don't have any, what you can do is you can load into Warzone, activate those tokens, activate like an hour of double XP, double weapon XP, switch back over to Black Ops 6 multiplayer, and then it will still transfer and work there. Unfortunately, they just don't allow you to utilize or activate those tokens in multiplayer, so that's a bit of a workaround if you want to step away from Warzone and into multi and still get access to your tokens. Now let's jump into the difference in the game modes and what it actually does make and what is basically the best way for you guys to get the most amount of experience. And so of course we happen to have Battle Royale, we have Plunder, and we have Resurgence. Those are the three modes that are in the game right now. And so essentially what's going to give you the most amount of points. So getting kills in each and every single mode is relatively going to give you just about the same experience. There really isn't any difference in which you get kills in the game mode. So what really does matter is the amount of kills you are getting, how easy it is for you to be able to get those things, and basically what else do you do in the game, and are of course you winning the match. Breaking that down even a little bit more, so I would say kind of the hardest way to level up right now is definitely going to be by playing Stand. That is statistically the spot where people are going to get the least amount of kills. And even if you try to do contracts and stuff in there, regardless of whether you're doing contracts in Battle Royale, Plunder, or Resurgence, the contracts actually don't yield you as much XP as you would think like they did in years past, where you could basically fully level up guns and Plunder by just doing some contracts. It's very simple, very easy. I'm not sure if it was intentional that they toned it down, but regardless, you're not going to be getting a lot of experience that you would expect you would from playing Warzone in years past from doing those contracts in really any which mode. So you can definitely do them, but what you should be focusing on is getting the kills. So essentially what that leaves you to do is to be able to go between the different modes of Plunder and Resurgence. And at that point, you're going to be thinking about pretty much how many kills can you possibly get. And realistically speaking, for 99% of the people out there, probably the easier mode specifically is going to be Plunder for getting pure kills. That's going to help you, of course, rank up your guns because every single camo is elimination based. If we actually go in here to my camos, I do have the black cell version here of my XM4 and I have it fully built out. We can see basically that these camos are essentially just eliminations. So right down here, I'm at 25 out of 30 eliminations. All the way up to 100, it's not headshots, it's just straight eliminations. So statistically, by playing something like Plunder or Resurgence using your favorite loadout, you will get through these challenges faster, which does in turn allow you to just level up quicker. Something that I also should mention is that I'm not exactly sure how getting to the very end of Plunder works and your total experience gain, but something I do know very well is that getting farther into a Resurgence match and actually even coming out with a victory does of course yield you with more experience in general, helping you level up quicker. Of course, because we have the classic prestige system, leveling up is more important than ever. However, there is actually a pretty cool thing where if you have, a black cell pass bundle or something like that, a bundle, if you just purchased anything with a gun, it will not be locked behind a level wall, a level cap. So I have different guns and stuff that are in my inventory that even if I go prestige, will never get locked again, just because I paid for something to be able to use like a bundle on that gun. So I don't have to worry about something getting level locked in the classic prestige system. So that's a little bit of a food for thought right there. If you're worried about using something, just go through your guns and see which ones that are going to be level locked and kind of decide from there on what you want to be able to, if you want to be able to prestige and what you're going to use that permanent unlock token on. Is something that I'd personally use it on is probably like primary gunfighter, since that's a later level unlock, or maybe even quick fix since that's a very late level unlock. Just something to think about. And kind of going back into the topic of camos, something that does make a difference is of course using different guns. And I should tell you that pretty much you can't go too wrong using just about any gun in Black Ops 6 Warzone. It's really not like you're going to find anything that's going to be an absolute dud. Pretty much the lower level unlocked guns like your XM4, your C9, the Jackal PDW is not exactly a low level unlock, but you have, you know, your GPR, you have, you know, your XMG, you have the Frostline sniper rifle. Pretty much any of these guns in Warzone right now are in the meta category, so you can really just use and spam these things and get all your challenges done, which rank you up freakishly fast. And I should say that it is something very useful and worth using a variety of weapons, especially if you're leveling them up for the first time. I myself have done a bunch of challenges in multiplayer, which has allowed me to get my guns diamond and so on, but I will be doing these challenges in Warzone and definitely utilizing that XP to get me up to master prestige. Something I should just add in there is that I know it's not exactly pertaining to Warzone, but if you do happen to own Black Ops 6 or you're on the verge of getting Black Ops 6, pretty much the easiest way possible in the entirety of the game to level guns up between Warzone and multiplayer is actually in zombies. And that's because they just added in this new mode called guided, which caps the rounds or the levels at round 15. So at a point, you actually never lose out on that experience drop off. When you get to some of the later rounds like 30, 35, of course, your guns are doing hardly any damage, no matter if they're pack 2, pack 3, and you start losing out on that experience drop off where at round 15, you get an incredible amount of XP. It never gets harder. Your guns never stop doing this, you know, that great amount of damage. So you can get a ton of level experience and weapon experience. So you can get all those harder guns you may not want to face actual people using, rank them up, get those great attachments, and you'll be good to go to use them in Warzone, multiplayer, and so on. So I hope this video has been a little bit helpful. Kind of wanted to break down every single thing that you guys should be knowing, what's going to be beneficial, what's not. If you guys enjoyed this video, want to see more like this, be sure to give it a like for the algorithm, subscribe, notifications turned on, check out this other video on screen, and I'll see you all next time.